I want to talk about a concept that is called personal recovery. As a person who has experienced mental health challenges for most of their life, I've accessed supports through the clinical system, be it the GP, the psychiatrist, the psychologist, etc. But their model for supporting someone with mental health challenges is based on clinical recovery. And clinical recovery is something that's very different to personal recovery. Clinical recovery is focused on treating your symptoms and basically removing your symptoms of illness. Personal recovery is really different. It's about having a whole and meaningful life that involves connections, a sense of identity, of hope, of feeling empowered, and making meaning out of life despite, the journey that you're undertaking through illness and recovery. And there's a really great personal recovery model that really resonates with my experience of recovery from mental health challenges. And that's called the CHIME model. And what CHIME stands for is connectedness, hope, identity, meaning, and empowerment. And the reason that the CHIME model really resonates with me is because in my early 20s, when my coping mechanisms weren't able to match the stress I was under, I had some very big episodes of mental illness, and they completely knocked me out of the workforce, which then smashed my identity and sense of self. So when it came to recovery, I wasn't just recovering from the symptoms of the episode. I was also trying to recover my sense of self. And so when I participated in a peer-led education program that was being run in the area, I was able to get a connection from other people who'd been on a very similar journey to my own. They gave me hope and a sense of normality about my experience, and I started to put back together my sense of identity, which incorporated being a person who'd had this life experience of having a mental illness. And out of my experience in recovery, I started to make meaning, and actually saw that despite, a really challenging time in my life, I had, built skills and gained strength out of the adversity of this experience. And part of my recovery was to use my experiences to help other people. And that really empowered me in my recovery journey, empowered me in lots of ways, in fact, because I was able to be open to share with other people. And I could see that that was having an impact on them and their experience. So yeah, I'm really passionate about this concept of personal recovery. The CHIME model particularly really resonates with my own experience, and I think that when we're thinking about making meaningful lives despite of some of the challenges that mental illness or alcohol or other drug use throw at us, it's really important to keep this whole picture of ourselves and think about all the other aspects of who we are and what makes a meaningful life. It's not just about treating symptoms. It's more than just taking medication to remove symptoms. There's so much more to mental health and recovery.